Hello and welcome to Darlington. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53 and I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for C-Fix trucks at Darlington as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 3 Week 11 official series. If you guys can, make sure you like and subscribe. It does a ton to help out my channel. I'm a very small time racer here in Wisconsin. I've got a late model actually parked in my garage that I have not taken out on track this year because my daughter's been racing go-karts. I also need more partners to be able to take it out. So if you guys are looking to do anything, if you've got companies that you know of that might need help, social media, e-commerce, whatever it might be, send them our way and we will see what we can do for them. But CFix trucks this week are going to be very interesting at Darlington. It's a fun combo, really. The biggest thing is that you guys are really going to have to remember to race the track and not other people. And we'll kind of talk about that when we switch over to race trim. But let's head out for qualifying. We're going to leave the pits here. Just going to kind of get up to speed here a little bit. It's a good time to talk about my friends at Impel Motorsports. They're a Next Level and a Moza sim dealer. So if you're looking to upgrade your sim racing equipment, head over to my friends at impelmotorsports.com. There is a link in the description below. They're huge supporters of mine, big helpers here, and I think they definitely having proper sim racing equipment and having a sim rig where everything feels the same every time you sit down in it is extremely important. It definitely helped me get to my 7500 I rating, so it's definitely something that you guys will want to do as well. So lap 2 is going to be our fast lap here at Darlington, so head over to my friends at impelmotorsports.com while you're waiting for me to get back to turn 3 and 4 so that we can talk about our Q lap. But here at Darlington, the big thing is going to be managing your speed exit of 4. That's really the big thing, is making sure that you can get that throttle down and get up off the corner versus worrying about driving it in deep into the corner. So we're going into the cockpit view here. The easy thing down the straightaways here is that there's this big old seam that you can just kind of park your left side on and ride it all the way down the front stretch as you see me doing. So when I look at it from the far chase cam, where is it? Here we go. You see left side tires just above it, all the way down the front stretch, and it's a really, really good way to kind of see where you're at. So we go down the front stretch. We start to see these dash lines here getting ready for turn 1. And once we start to see those, that's where we'll start to turn in. I like to bring my truck all the way down to this bottom lane here. A little bit of a late turn in for me, I feel like, but it gives me a really good arc. So about just before you see the cookout sign is really where I'm starting to get this truck down to the bottom. You see a partial lift here in 1. So what I found is, like 3 and 4, entry to 1 doesn't matter so much as exit does. If I'm able to keep more throttle down on exit, I'm going to make more time than if I go in guns blazing into the corner and then have to lift and I lose all that momentum for the backstretch. So we lift a little here on entry. We get back in it. Just kind of riding this car right here in between the seams from the far chase. You can see right side tires just above that upper seam. And then we bring it back down the track here a little bit on exit. You see me kind of working the truck there a little. Nice solid drive down the backstretch. Kind of the same approach that we had before. And then we get ready here for 3. And turn 3 is really the important part. As you can see, we're bringing it into the corner. We're about 1, 2, 3. I think about the third. Yeah, about the third dash line before the corner. As you start to turn into 3, that's where we're going to brake. And we're going to bring this truck down. And we'll just kind of roll through this middle seam here and then throttle up and drive hard off. And that's kind of the lap there. Pretty simple lap there. If you guys are looking for garage, what I changed, we'll look at that here. 10 to 1 steering ratio, it was 12 to 1 plus 4 offset, and a 58 for the front brake bias, which that really only matters entry of 3, and that's just really helping me rotate the car down. So you can kind of use that. But let's go inside the car for a lap from my friends at Overdrive Racing Oils and Lubricants. They're an independent AMSOIL dealer. I put AMSOIL in my personal car. I saw a 2 mile per gallon increase in the Jeep Cherokee. Still kind of seeing it to this day, which is really great about halfway through the oil change. So if you guys are looking to do anything, I definitely recommend them. There's a link in the description below. If you click on that and you order from AMSOIL, it helps support this channel, so to help keep the content free on here, which we definitely want to keep doing. So here's a lap inside the car. And there you go. In terms of race trim, so you see like a 795 and 80, some really, really good early race runs. But what I went ahead and did, and I know Darlington is super difficult on tires. So for race trim, what I tried to do is back down from my Q time, a 795, about 2/10, and try and maintain kind of that lap time. And what I found was that after about the same number of laps, I was about a tenth faster than what I was previously. This lap, I didn't use any brake going into 3. It did not work. This lap was recovering from that. So we were about a tenth faster on the same number of laps, saving tire a little bit there at the start. So I think the real big key is just going to be backing your corners up, backing your speed up, and really just kind of rolling out of the throttle. So you remember, like when we were in Q trim there, I only rolled out about halfway maybe into turn 1. So here we're rolling all the way out. We're rolling about half throttle coming up off the corner until we get it straightened. For turn 3, we're going down and we're going to brake and lift earlier. And then we're only going to be about 50-60% throttle through the middle of the corner. We're qualifying. We might have already been up to 100%. So we're just doing those things to back down. And a great tool to be able to back down your laps is to go into your options and go under option. Yep, and turn on display delta bar. So if you guys aren't racing with that, it's a huge tool that you can use to really help you be able to turn your laps. I have mine set to session last lap for this one, but I've also got a button on my Moses steering wheel where I can turn it to be able to display different things. And what that's going to show is here, we'll hop in here really quick. And what I'll do is I'll turn a lap or two. So first thing you notice is down here in the lower left, it shows my session last lap and stuff. You can move all of this UI stuff in this video. Once the new iRacing UI comes out, this part won't be relevant, but you hit Alt and K, and it'll turn everything on your screen, all your boxes that you can move blue. So you can move, this reference box pretty much anywhere. You just drag and drop them, right? You can just move them wherever you want. So maybe that one we can't move, but we can move all the other stuff wherever we need to get it to have what we want and where we want. I like all my stuff pretty much to be out of the way, and then you can hit Alt K there to remove it. But when we go out on track here, what it'll show me here once we get up to speed is going to be just like it'll show me in reference to that lap. So if I know I want a race pace, I usually set it to session best lap. And then in this case, my goal would be to be about 2/10 a lap slower than what my session best lap is showing me. So we go out on track, and we're just going to kind of turn some laps here. This is our out lap, so it doesn't really matter. But it's setting up our regular lap. So we just go out, and I need this to be about 2/10 slower. So we'll back off a little bit there. We really want to be about a tenth and a half here in 1. I'm probably going to be a little bit too much this time, but that's okay because then we're going to gain some time back here on the back stretch. We'll go into 3. We'll get a little bit of time here, work off a 3, and we're going to run a high 9, maybe a low O. Right there, 30.002. So now that I have my benchmark, what I can do is I can go into that corner and I can change it to session last lap. And now I know, oh man, I'm going way too fast for this. Right? So you saw I kind of backed off there a little bit, but it's a really good tool to be able to set up your race pace and your racecraft. You can see what touching the wall does for your lap there, for example. You can see what driving it in a little bit deeper into the corner, how that affects you. But the big thing is just going to be making sure, so now this lap we need to be a little bit faster, but it's all going to be gained in 3 and 4. It's just kind of making sure you're not sliding those tires on exit here at Darlington. Bringing it into the corner and just really being able to lift well. And now you'll see it go green because that's where we caught the wall. But just being able to drive it around the track and really getting exactly what you need out of it. Not pushing too hard, not pushing too little. but it'll really help you set a really good race pace, and you guys will just be able to learn and drive smoother. Again, I have buttons set on mine to change what it shows. I highly recommend that. I think that's something that a lot of younger drivers and a lot of newer drivers miss out on is that delta bar, and they think that they've got to get a Race Labs overlay or an overlay or whatever it might be when iRacing really has this built in and it's quite nice. So I would definitely check that out if you guys are struggling. But like I said, race pace is going to be about the same. Passing zones really are entry to 1, entry to 3. Entry to 3 is a big one because it's a heavy braking zone. And you really set that up by getting a good run out of 1. So 1 and 2. So yeah, it should be a fun week of driving for you guys. You guys are all used to Darlington. I think it's a track that's on here pretty regularly. So no big surprises there. And make sure you guys hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we will see you guys in the next video.